We're joined now by Alexa Maria Rathbone Barker, CEO and co-founder of tripAbrood. It's an AI-based family holiday booking platform. And Alexa, if there's one group of travelers who perhaps are used to chaos and want to limit as much chaos as possible, it's those traveling with children and traveling with families. The sort of behavior you've seen on your platform, booking trips, have you seen any change in behavior or appetite with rising prices and concerns about what the trip to the airport will look like?
Yeah, well, firstly, thank you very much, Dani, for having me on the show. It's a real privilege to be here. So as you said, when you're thinking around going on holiday with your children, obviously it is quite concerning looking at the news stories and the reality of what's happening in the airports. However, I suppose what we're finding is that after so long not traveling, the desire to go away, certainly for families who have nearly finished the end of term or even finished in some cases, is very high. So the family segment was the fastest to rebound out of COVID and currently is tracking at around 80% of what the levels were of bookings pre-pandemic in 2019. So the demand is still very strong despite all of the challenges that consumers are facing.
Is there a level you see, Alexa, where there will be demand destruction, that prices get so prohibitively expensive, or do you think the families are just saved up enough and they'll continue to be willing to pay up?
Yeah, I think families are very savvy around what they're spending their money on. And, when you think around the experiences that their children have missed out on after so many years, really where they want to place their value is on making memories as a family. And this summer is really a kind of pivotal point to starting to explore the world again. What we are seeing certainly on our platform is that from a basket size perspective, we're trending well above 10x what the industry typically books on accommodation, and we're accommodation only platform. And so what that is showing is strong demand from consumers, but really a desire not to compromise on the things that they can control. So while there are challenges with how do you get to your destination, what parents and consumers can really focus on is making sure that they find the right place to stay and the right destination for their needs.
Alexa, what is the environment for funding right now as a tech-enabled travel company? Is there still demand and interest from investors?
Yeah, it's a great question, because I think, certainly when you look at some of the most successful businesses in the world, when you talk about tech startups, most of them were founded in a recession. And, when you look at the travel industry and you look at the demand, I think the current situation in airports is only a strong reflection of consumer appetite to travel. And when you look at the areas that consumers are spending the most on coming out of the pandemic, it is travel and it's food. And so when you look at those sectors that want to go long on from an investment perspective and future value, I think it's a fantastic opportunity for investors to explore the travel sector. There are some amazing companies that are doing some really innovative things, and consumers are ready for a shift. And I think that's certainly what we've seen from a technology perspective, a tech-focused perspective in travel. Consumers have become more tech savvy, certainly our customers in terms of parents, and the expectations on the level of customer service in particular is much higher than it's ever been.
Well, what does competition look like, Alexa? Because you talk about the need, a lot of people want this type of service. Is there a lot of competition in this space?
Yes, so in terms of family travel, we're actually the world's first AI-powered family travel booking experience. And what we've done is we've said families are different to your typical traveler. They have different needs, they're more complex. And for too long, really, families have been squished into that sort of typical traveler model. And anyone who's traveled with kids knows that it's a completely different ball game when you have kids and you travel versus when you don't. And so, we are really carving out that niche and that segment for parents and thinking about how do we build technology that thinks and acts like a parent thinks and acts when they're researching and booking their holiday. And we hold their hand through the journey all the way from booking to when they return from travel.
All right. Alexa, thanks so much for joining us. That's Alexa Maria Rathbone Barker, CEO and co-founder of tripAbrood.